Well, hi guys, welcome to the session. My name's Paul. This is Plan Z. I hope this finds you very well. Today what I wanted to do is a follow-up to the last video where we looked at this patch here. We converted it into a patch where I use GT cabs with it. Normally I use 2 notes. And we put in a space echo with a distortion block and a chorus after it, the CE1. I'll link the video below if I remember to do that when I upload this, but in this one, what I wanted to do is use the first patch. So these are templates I'm building. So for example, this is the boutique amp in a medium gain. We're on the Tele. There was some discussion in the Boss Pedals Facebook group about how well GT1000 takes single coils, and I put my P90s, my single coils and my humbuckers through the same amps. I manage my input level using a Gig Rig 321, and this is the Tele Player from Fender from 2020. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into this patch. We've got a couple of amps set up. When I go to this button here, we've got a low gain. Let's pull that volume knob up. So the volume knob on full. This is now a medium gain. Let's pull this volume knob back a bit to about 7. And we've got a high gain in here. And it's just the gain switch changing with a couple of other parameters on the second amp. Back pickup. Let's boost that, stick on a verb. Let's go to the wet part. Let's go to the medium gain. Go neck pickup, and here we've got a spring reverb where you can just about see my hand going over to the expression pedal, and I'm going to tilt it backward and forward. If I say heel back and toe forward, you should know what I mean. So with the heel back, the parameters are, we'll talk about the parameters more specifically, but the ones that change are the time and the level, okay? And in a parallel, I've got here a space echo, okay? And on that one, when I use the expression switch, when it's engaged, when this button is on, the time goes from 125 up to about 1,000. The feedback goes from 10 to 100. I've got a high cut, and the level goes from 70 when the toe is forward to heel back, we're at 50. Okay, now what we're going to do in this session, I've got none of the modulation on at the moment. I do have the wow flutter up to 90, none of the direct mix coming through because my dry mix comes out my main outs. Out of my sub outs is where my wet comes, where I'm using the 112.2 at the moment, which is, if I remember right, that's the deluxe cab. Got it on a short in the middle of the cone on the B setting with the ribbon 121 and a 57. After that, I've got a compressor, a stereo compressor, so I'm just making a bit more of a meal of it. Let's hear this without the compressor. With the compressor. You can see I've kind of cranked it a bit there. So before we go any further, let's have a look at how I've assigned this. Now what's happening is, rather than having the block turn on and off, I have the divide engaged. So I have the block on all the time. This is now just a wet reverb. Okay, and when I want my delay, I just flick that on. I can come back out of it. just let it feed off into the background, okay? Okay, so what's happening there is that we go to dual, and on the mixer we go to stereo, okay? Everything's left in the middle. I do have the spread out, so let's pull that spread in. Oh, sorry. Let's just increase the spread. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that spread on 0. Okay, because I want to show you another little trick that I'm going to try doing in a minute. We're going to experiment in just a moment. So now let's talk about the assigns. Now, what came up in the GT1000 group the other day is people think they've got 16 assigns only, but you've got 16 assigns plus what you can use in the control function. And think of control functions as being assigns. The layout's completely different. I would prefer the other layout, but I get this, you know, I get why they use it and it's all right. But here I use it for very simple things like turning something on or off. You know, my send returns are here, turning those off. And what I do is I tend to turn these off, so they're there if I want to use it to turn something simple on. So you can see here I use just the chorus on and off. Okay, but here I've turned this one off because I want something more complicated to happen. Okay, so what's happening is this. You've got different parameters, deeper parameters to choose from in this side. Okay, it's been an organic process, so it's a bit of a model. So I'm going to kind of try showing you what I've done. So the reverb time is just here next to the reverb effects level, and you can see it goes from 0.4 up to 10. It's set to expression, which is this guy over here, the expression switch, and it's set to momentary. Okay, as is the volume, which is just below it, which goes from 35 to 55. Yeah, so it will, you know, you can stop anywhere in between and it will give you whatever it ends on. Now the next thing is the delay itself, where this is split up a little bit here. So I've got the master delay feedback going from 10 to 100, and again it's set expression 1 moment. I've got the master delay effect level at 50 when the heel is back and when the toe is forward 70. And then if we come down here, we'll see that I've changed some of the amp settings that I didn't need. So now that's a master delay time going from 125. So anywhere between 90 and 125 is going to give you a nice slap back, but we're going to go into a bit more depth on that in just a moment, because with the space echo it's quite interesting what happens. So yeah, that's going from 125 up to 1000 at the moment. You can go up to 2000 or set this by the, you know, the crotchet, the quaver, what have you. Now the other thing that happens is the divide. So here, now in the other assign page or control page, this one here, I could have put this in here, the divide control, but it only allows you to select between A and B. So a very simple control there. So if I was just going A to B, I could do that in here. But because I wanted to change it to mode, I can get that when I come into the assigns page, and when we click in, we've just got more parameters to choose from. Okay, if you've got a GT1000, you'll be familiar with that. So that's what's happening there. So that's my divider 2 going from single to dual, and I've got that on number 4, which is this one here, and obviously I've got that turned off in the other page, because if that had something on it, it would override what I've told it to do here. Okay, but I could also add something to that if I wanted to turn on, let's say, a fuzz at the same time as doing that. I could get it to turn on the fuzz. Okay, but we're not going to do that in this session, and to do that, this one is set to toggle, okay, because it's just turning on and off. So now we understand how the assigns are done. Let's turn off that. Let's try and have a little listen to a couple of things. So in a moment, what I'm going to do is kind of go between these settings that we have, trying the different heads. Yeah. But I wanted to show you how you could give yourself more stereo width by using a divide. You saw when I used the divide here, it's in stereo, and when I put this spread up, let's just let's get that somewhere in the middle. Let's increase this. Doesn't really give me an awful lot there, yeah? Let's go to 50. So it is spreading it, but I want to appear in the middle in the idea that I've got in my head, and I want the delay to be kind of around me and me kind of in the middle of it. So what I've done is I've taken a divide and I've put it here. It's set to single at the moment, but let's change that. Let's make it dual. So we just got louder because we just doubled the signal. Let's go to, oh, well, let me just check there's nothing, everything is off here, so everything is off there, good. So now in the mixer, what I want to do is I want to change this from stereo to left-right. So stereo, left-right, nothing's changed. So use your spread at the end here and you'll see, now when I've got that 50, the delay is either side of our ears. Sorry for the poor playing. And now that is all around me. Okay. And it's not really interfering with me so much. So maybe what I might do is bring this back down. Yeah, I'm going to keep it there for the moment. We'll see how we get on when we jam. I might want to make that single. It might be too full for when we're having a jam. So now let's go back into here. Let's maybe turn this off for a moment. So there we are coming. If you're in headphones, you'll hear we've gone from being all around us to now just coming up the middle. What do I want to do? Let's go into here now. Let's go down to these heads and let's change this. And let's now you'll notice the pitch changes when the time changes. When I go from being really long to really short delay time, shorter, higher pitch. Now, we're on head one. I've got the flutter right up. We've extended it. And it's going to start getting louder. So I'm going to start dropping the volume to save our ears. It's only the beginning of the session. Crazy. Okay, let's pull that heel back. And what I've done is I've pulled it right the way back so the heel is all the way back. And it gives us a really nice slap back. It's almost chorusing us. Let's just bring the heel up a touch. So we're going to go, I don't know, we're just bring it up to about 2 something. 200 here, I'm looking at the milliseconds. So let's pull that back up a touch. What I might do is set up an actual patch that's dedicated to the space echo. So here, rather than affecting drives and things, I'm going to use it to affect other parameters within this. So I'm going to do another session on the space echo where I dive in deeper with the assigns on a different template. We'll use a simpler template, that'll be quite nice. So yeah, that's what's happening there. So with the single head, which is over here in the last page, head 1, when the heel is back, that sounds like that. And when we extend it, we go here. And when we pull it back, you can hear the pitch goes all glitchy. Now, if you were playing and this was on the floor, could just be wiggling your foot around just a touch and glitching it around you. Okay, so you can kind of play around with it, and that was just pulling the heel back there, gives us that nice crazy tape effect. So now let's go to two heads. So let's just stick this somewhere about there. So this is one head. Da da da. So it's gone from bop 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 to da da da. Extend it. With the heel right back. Yeah, I like the space that creates. Pull that up a little bit. So just make the space a little bit bigger. And where are we at? Oh, about 212. You see, we've got a bit more of that coming through now, with slightly bigger space. Right, so we're in the low gain now. Let's go back to the medium gain, pull that gain back on the guitar to about 7. Let's go to the 1+3. Gone back to the 1+2. Hang on. Okay, so the rhythm is changing there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off the reverb by going to single and then channel B only. Let's hear this a bit better. So the 1+2. Let's pull the volume up. This is now the 2+3. Pull it back. Really like that. Let's pull this heel back a bit. Let's go to, this is the last one, 1+2+3. Let's just put the heel somewhere in the middle, go from the last one to this one. So it's da ba da 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 da. Get your thing right, Paul. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba. It kind of does the trail after the first ba ba da da. And this goes straight in, so does this pulse after. I like that as well. Just put on some chorus on the amp. What I might do is, just want to figure out if I want a 1 plus. Let's get. So I'm just going to push the toe all the way forward. Going to start on 1.2 and I'm going to find the rhythm I want that works with my beat. So if you've been following, you know I've got a live loop where I'm working on a jam. I've got a beat, I'm going to be testing all of these things against that beat. So the reason the beat and the bass will be quite consistent is, and the same in a lot of these sessions, is the differences I want to hear are to do with the amps or the effects, and if we keep changing our beat and things. Yeah, so for me, that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to start off, we're going to come in with like a low bass. Let's extend that. Let's see what happens now when we make this wider. So I'm taking my divide, going to dual, splitting it to stereo, and it's already saved the 20 that I've got here, or 25. Just brought that into 10. Just got to come in hard and heavy. like that, just having a faff with my effects on the RC505. When I thought I turned that off, I hadn't. Let me just adjust my divide here so that when it's single, it's on the reverb. Save it is on the 2+3, so I'm just going to save my patch. So I'm going to just put in a couple of loops now. Stick a fuzz on. Let's use that. I'm going to go to the back pickup. Disengage from the wets, just come in heavy. with my foot. Okay, so I'm going to end that there. Hopefully you enjoyed the session. Yeah, take care. Hopefully you're well. I quite enjoyed that. So I'll catch you later. Bye.